Hi, friends, and welcome to Gemini Therapy. I'm Claudy.
And I'm Lindsay. It's our first time doing this.
Should we get started?
Yes.
Basically, Gemini Therapy is going to be a place where we come and we talk to you all. Anything and everything about being a mom, grieving through loss, and facing life. In that moment, I thought in my head, you know what? I need to help her.
Everybody comes together and helps when situations like this happen. I don't think so. I think we did a pretty good job. High five.
Go
Yay.
team.
Hey guys, welcome to Gemini Therapy. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Claudy, and you just tuned in to our very first podcast.
Well, so dude. Okay, that was good. We're a little bit nervous,
Okay.
but
It's a little bit scary.
yep.
Okay, so I kind of want to do like this I was thinking that this first podcast can be like kind of introducing ourselves to you all. You guys getting to know us, getting to know Lindsay, getting to know me, and then getting to know our friendship and how we actually met and how we actually started being friends.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we started working together.
Yeah.
It's like fate put us in together. So
It's our first time doing this, so if the sound is off, it shouldn't be. But this also isn't going to be our permanent background.
correct. We're
In the works.
yes.
And we kind of started this whole Instagram thing 3 weeks ago.
About 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
And slowly people have started to follow us. And I told her today, obviously we work together, that we had to get it rolling because one, we're pressed for time. We work from 8 to 5, and then I'm a mom. She's currently pregnant. I'm also trying to work out. It's just so much. So
And then I have
told
school
her,
also. I study after school. After work, so it gets kind of hectic. But
it's hectic.
we're
trying.
hoping we can get at least one episode up a week, right?
Mhm.
Maybe two if we can. Let's see what's up.
Yes.
Okay, so should we get started?
Yes.
All right, so like I said earlier, my name is Claudy. I am 25 years old, and I'm currently 20 weeks pregnant with a baby girl. I did try for so long, so this is an amazing blessing for me, but that's a conversation for another podcast, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
I currently work here at Gilded Gray with Lindsay. I am going to school full-time after work. Yes, full-time because it's 4 classes. And yeah, basically that's it.
My name is Lindsay. Don't look at me. I'm shy.
Sorry.
My name is Lindsay. I'm 29 years old. And fun fact, we're both born in June. Her birthday is June 11th. My birthday is June 6th.
My birthday is June 6th.
My birthday is June 11th. So that's where Gemini Therapy comes from, but we'll get to that in a second. Like I said, I'm 29. I have a daughter who's 5. I am married.
But for now, all you have to know is that we're Gemini, we're cool, and I'm Claudia, and this is Lindsay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, basically, Gemini Therapy comes from, we're both born in June. We're basically the same person.
Sadly.
Yeah, we're both Geminis, obviously, and we're just literally the same person in 2 different bodies. And we're going to get into how we, became friends and stuff. And it's going to be a tearjerker. It's going to be emotional because of the way that we became friends.
Yes.
And so I guess I'd have to go back into my background or my story
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to do a little TBT. However, before we start with that, we do just want you guys to know that basically Gemini Therapy is going to be a place where we come and we talk to you all anything and everything about being a mom, being a first-time mom, grieving through loss, and
There's been a lot of that.
Yes, a lot of loss and just facing life. I know we're young and we haven't been through so much, but at the same time we've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to say that because
Yes.
we are very young. However, I feel like we have been through so much, so we're hoping that's where the word therapy comes from, because we explained what Gemini was.
Yeah.
So therapy is basically we're going to come and talk to you guys, and we're
An
hoping this is
event.
kind of an escape for us, but as well an escape for you all, to where you all can come and just listen to us, and maybe some sort of way you guys can relate to us, and then we can help
Interact
you
also.
all. Yeah, we can help you guys get through some sort of stuff. And then also, like, if there's ever anything you guys want to hear us talk about or any questions you guys might want to have us answer for you all, definitely leave them down below. And I'm sure we can talk about those things, like topics, like podcast topics. Yeah. That's another thing. Please be very patient with me. This pregnancy brain is real. Like, I didn't think it was real, but it is.
It is. Especially in her spelling, it sucks.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so like I mentioned before, we're gonna dive in. So,
we're just gonna talk about it. We're going to. All right. How did Lindsay and I become friends? Okay. Can I start first? Because I think like it's meant to be that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, you guys have to know this side. I graduated in 2014 and she graduated in 2010, and I had no idea who she was. Like, I didn't know her. All I knew is that she would make YouTube videos and I would watch her. And then I started doing makeup, and people would always ask me, like, who can I go do my makeup with? Like, and I would always, like, when I couldn't, I would be like, oh, we'll go with Lindsay. Do you know her? No, but she does makeup. Like, she lives here in Zapata. She does makeup and she has a YouTube channel. And that's how I knew her. Like, I never knew her as anybody else other than the girl in Zapata that does makeup. That's the only way that I knew her.
So my story and how we kind of got dragged into each other is kind of, that's like the more emotional part. So if I cry, bear with me. But almost 2 years ago in June, I was pregnant with my second daughter. And at 16 weeks, we thought everything was going perfect. I'm going to need some Kleenex. We thought everything was going perfect. But at 16 weeks, we were told that our daughter was going to be born with a syndrome and a heart defect. We didn't know like the extent of like how bad it was going to be. They just told us, you know, your daughter has, I think it was trisomy 13. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And as the appointments kept going on, you know, like when you're pregnant, you have an appointment every 4 weeks or like once a month or so. After the 16 weeks, I started having appointments like every 2 weeks. And it felt like every appointment that we would go to, it was just getting worse and worse with like what the doctors were telling us and stuff like that. And eventually they told us your daughter has HLHS, which is hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and Turner syndrome as well. So I won't go like too much into detail about
That's for a later time.
Yeah, like I'd want to talk about it, but not right now. But basically, I went through a full-term pregnancy. I had her at 39 weeks and 4 days, which was a lot longer than my first pregnancy, because with Grecia, I made it to 38 weeks. So I was super happy because I was able to carry her for a week longer and stuff.
Okay, so during her pregnancy, can I take over?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, during her pregnancy, she was vlogging the whole time. And that's how I started keeping up with her. Trying
to bring awareness, like, because everybody has that perfect pregnancy, and there's so many different types of pregnancies out there, and something that didn't trigger me, but now, like, when people say like, oh, as long as I have a healthy baby, to me it's like it doesn't matter how your baby comes to you. It's
a blessing either way.
Yeah, as long as it's alive. Literally, like,
I feel like the point of her saying that is like she was trying to bring awareness, because I remember one time you told me that you were trying to do research and you couldn't really find much of it.
I found one video.
I remember
YouTube
you told me that
about Turner syndrome, because literally, like, what is that? That's for another one, but it's so rare. So it's like 1 in 1,000, if not more, kids who are born with that.
And it's only in girls.
Yeah, it's only females who have that syndrome. So
yeah. So, okay, like I was saying, she was vlogging that whole time. And I came across, I would watch all her vlog. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't watch all of them. But I did watch one specific vlog. And then from there, I watched all of them. Like, I went back and watched all of them. And that specific vlog, said,
I'm going to interrupt there.
Okay.
I was already
you were about to pop.
I was 30 weeks. when you messaged me, because at that point the doctors had already told me that we're from Zapata. We didn't mention that, but at that point the doctors had already told us, my doctor was from Laredo. They had already told us that there was nothing that they were going to be able to do for my baby in Laredo. So we had to go to specialists, and we had to drive all the way to Houston for all of my appointments. After 30 weeks, we had to travel. And then, was it 4 weeks or 6 weeks before my due date? It was
6 weeks before your due date. No, 4 weeks, because we did it the very day
the day before we left.
Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so she was already far along in her pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And in this video, she mentions how the doctors had told her that she was going to have to go give birth in Houston. Mm-hmm. And in this vlog, she said that they were going to have to find a place to live.
I didn't know how we were going to do it.
She was saying, like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how we can afford this. Mind you, she's a stay-at-home mom.
At the time. Her
husband works at the oil field, so he was going to have to take off of work, obviously, because you're going to give birth. But at the same time, like, it's hard. And I remember in that moment, well, now I'm going to have to introduce my background.
Yeah.
The reason, in that moment, I thought in my head, you know what? I need to help her. Why? I don't know. I do know. But why did I think that? I don't know. But we, as in we, I mean my family and I, my nephew was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and they had to relocate to Corpus from Zapata. My brother, my sister-in-law, and my nephew. So I knew exactly what it was to have to find a house within 3, 4, 5 days. And I knew the amount of work that my parents went through, because my parents took it upon themselves to say, you know what, like, you guys stay at the hospital. And well, not only my parents, my sister-in-law's parents as well. And they searched high and low in Corpus for a house. And this man, I don't remember where he was from. They explained to him the situation, and he said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we're not going to do that yearly contract. We'll go ahead and do a month-to-month basis for you all, since you guys don't know where you're, like, how long you're going to be here in Corpus, of course, like, while he was getting treatment. So when I saw Lindsay's video, I kind of just, like, it triggered me. And I remember, like, oh my God, I need to help her. I picked up the phone, I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, this and this and this is going on.
But
and
when Jojo was, can we say his name?
Yes.
Okay. When Jojo was diagnosed, literally everybody in Zapata, and this is the most amazing thing, that I'm going to cry, that everybody, like, comes together and helps when situations like this happen. And we've seen it with so many families.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's such a small town that it means so much. That's
Like, when someone in Zapata is going through it, like, the entire community comes one and literally, like, helps out. And it's just
amazing.
Yes.
It truly is. So anyways, I picked up the phone. I called my dad, like I said, and I explained to him what was going on. And I said, will you help me? And he said, yes, of course. Anything you need, I'm down. And my family owns a couple of businesses here. The first person I reached out to, I remember, was Gabby. And I asked her, are you willing to donate? Gabby's our boss now. At the time, she was only Bert's boss, her husband. And she goes, yes, of course. And then
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. And then from there, I called my brother, because at one point, my nephew had to get transferred to Houston, where he received radiation. And they actually put him in an apartment. And I called him and I said, hey, is there any way you can call somebody in Houston that can help me out, help them? Like, is there a contact that they know of that they can help them get in an apartment like you guys did, that have like that they'll support them? Like, because basically I don't believe my brother paid rent. I can't remember exactly how it went, but I knew that it worked that way. And within an hour, my brother called me back and was like, I'm so sorry. They only work with cancer patients. She's going to try her best to find somebody, but it's only for cancer patients. So I was like, okay, well, how else can I help him? So I reached out to Lindsay, I messaged her and I said, hey, would you mind me organizing a fundraiser for you? I'm going to organize a raffle. So basically, I'm going to ask people to donate prizes. I'll sell tickets. And with that money, it's all yours. Sorry. It's all yours. And you guys can use this for all the medical expenses, for gas and everything that you guys might need. And that is how we basically started talking.
Yeah.
How did you feel at that moment when I messaged you?
Oh my gosh. I remember like the day I'm sitting on my brother's bed, I'm crying. I had just gotten back from an appointment that day, literally crying. My mom, my brother, my sister-in-law were sitting around me. I'm so sorry. They were all sitting around me, and I was desperate at that point because I didn't know what to do. I had a 3-year-old. My husband was working out of town at the time. He would leave for 2 weeks and he would come home for 2 weeks. So a lot of these ugly, horrible appointments, and then COVID.
Oh, on top of it was COVID.
Yeah, like COVID had just started. Literally, you couldn't go anywhere. It was like we were like, I don't know, we were still on lockdown and stuff. And I was having to go to these scary ass appointments all by myself. So I had just gotten home from the doctor that day. I'm sitting on my brother's bed and I'm crying to them, telling them like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how the hell we're going to do this. We're a 1 family income. Like, it's going to be impossible. I felt literally useless for my daughter. But at the same time, I wanted to be her voice. I wanted to like...
Well, you're her mom. You wanted to defend her. You wanted to do what you were meant to do.
Yeah, like the most that I possibly could for her. And I knew at that moment that going to Houston was where we had to be. And Houston did help. The Texas Children's Hospital helped so much. And so when I got that, because you sent it to me on Snapchat, I remember.
Yeah, mind you, I didn't have her number.
No.
We wouldn't talk. I only had her on Snapchat, Instagram. I think I had you on Facebook. But we wouldn't talk. Like, that's the crazy thing of it. Like, we never talked. And it was just something in me just said, like, do it. Like, they need help.
Mm-hmm. I opened that Snap. I read this long-ass message. I'm literally bawling. My mom and everybody's like, what's going on? What happened? What did you read?
I don't even remember what I said.
I have it saved on my phone. And I went back to it the other day and I was like, wow, dude. It's so crazy. But I ended up telling my family what she had told me and stuff. And everybody started crying. And
the gist of the message was like, I've been through it. I know what you're going through. Can I help you?
Forward. I remember you saying that we need to, like, my family feels like we need to pay it forward because they had so much help with her nephew. And I remember, dude, signs everywhere.
That's a topic for a different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
but yes, we received so much help. It was amazing.
And the community ended up doing the same thing for us. Like, we received so much
support,
like messages, prayers.
And you know what the crazy part was is that when I would ask people like, hey, do you want to donate for them? A lot of people were like, who are they? And I would tell them and they would be like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Like, I've never heard of that. Pobrecitos, let me help you. And it didn't stop them. Like, there was a lot of people that didn't know who Lindsay and Bert were, yet they're from Zapata, so they were still willing to help us. And I felt like that was so amazing. To tell you that I started off, I don't remember the exact number, but let's say I wanted to sell 50 tickets. I ended up selling like 300.
Yeah.
And I didn't sell them out like in a week. I literally sold them all out like in 2 days. It was beyond crazy. Like,
I remember you messaging me, telling me like, hey, I'm going to add 50 more numbers. Hey, I'm going to add 30 more. I'm going to add 100 more. I was like, what the heck?
I get chills on my body.
It
was crazy. And the list of prizes that we had was like insane.
So many.
So crazy. So from there, I ended up planning this raffle for them. I don't remember the amount of money we raised. Do you remember?
No, it was a crazy amount. I'll tell you that.
It was a lot of money. And I texted her and I was like, hey, I have it all. Where can I go to your house to give it to you? Mm-hmm. And she says, yes. Mind you, I'm about to walk into a house that I've never been to with people that I have never talked to in my life. Like
I was only,
but it felt so normal. Like it didn't
we were
feel
only
weird at all.
texting each other too at the like. I think we had talked on the phone maybe once.
Yeah.
But all communication was through text. So when she told me like I have the money, I was like, I'm gonna meet her. Like this girl's coming to our house, and then we were just like in awe. We couldn't believe it. We didn't know like how or why all of these people were helping us and stuff, and especially you and your family.
I know it was just, I don't know. I feel, and like I said, I can't explain it. The only way that I can tell you like that why I did it was because we've been through it. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I can't tell you like, because I felt like I needed you. You're my friend. No, like I just felt like I had to help her. Mm-hmm. And that's basically how we got to know each other. Like we met.
Yeah.
So then anyways, we ended up, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I went to her house. I got there. I went inside. We were literally at her table. I counted the money with her. I told her like, here, this is what it is. We had money on Cash App. So we ended up balancing it out because I was like, well, this lady doesn't know this. Not this lady. Sorry. This girl doesn't know me. Like, I don't want her to think that I'm stealing from her. So I literally turned everything into her. And then from there, we ended up planning like the day of the raffle. We did go live on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Herbert and Grecia came over to my house. To my dad's house. Yeah. My family was outside barbecuing. Yeah. We did the raffle inside. They went outside. Did y'all eat with us? Yeah. They ate there with us. And then the very next day, they took off to Galveston, right? Or to Houston. Y'all slept in Galveston, though.
And then we took off to Houston. So, right the day after the raffle, we had to leave. So literally we packed up all of our crap. We didn't even have like a place to stay, nothing. We literally picked up all our crap and we took off. For the first 2-3 days, we stayed in a hotel. And Grecia was over the moon. Grecia's my daughter. She loves sleeping in hotels because of this. And then I had my checkups and stuff, and the doctors told us, you're going to have to stay. So within those 3 days, we had to find an apartment. And so we had our house here, obviously. We had to fork up the bills here, even though we weren't home. I was paying our bills here in town, our house, our truck, plus the apartment in Houston, living over there, the bills over there, the food over there, the gas, the doctor's appointments. So it was so freaking much, and it's just so freaking crazy. But everything, came in handy, and
I feel like everything just fell into place perfectly.
It did.
It really did.
And it wasn't, it was for something. It was for my Lucia. And so I ended up having her at 39 weeks and 4 days. And she was with us for 9 whole days. But the Lord did call her home. Her syndrome there's like 2 different types of Turner syndrome. And hers just so happened to be the really bad one. And if she would have had the less bad one, I guess. The less strong version. The more severe or whatever.
The less severe version of it.
They would have been able to go in and like do open heart surgeries. So she would have needed 3 of them. The first one being at 2, if not like the day after she was born. I think the most that they wait is 2 weeks. And then the second open heart surgery is at 4 months, and then 2 years old, I think, is the last one. But it depends like on each kid, like the severity of their HLHS.
I can say that whenever we would when I would tell people like what was going on, not only would they say like, oh yeah, here's some money. No, like they would, like, there was people that'd be like, you know what, I'm going to add her to my prayer list at church. I'm going to add her to my prayer list over here. I remember someone told me that they actually, I never told you this, did I?
What?
Somebody, I don't think I ever told you. Somebody told me that they actually wrote they sent her name they sent Lucia's name, because you already knew what you were going to name her at the time. I remember they asked me. They sent Lucia's name somewhere to where they would put them in like a prayer wall in Jerusalem or something like that. I remember somebody mentioned that. It was this older lady.
Oh my
She did it for JoJo as well, and she was like, I'll go ahead and add her to that list too.
Wow.
So not only did they receive a lot of donations and support from our town, but they also received a lot of prayers, and I feel like at the end of the day, that's what matters the most.
Yeah. And
so from there, life
went on,
unfortunately. And then she ended up working.
I was going crazy at home. Bert would come home for 2 weeks, and he would help Gabby, again, our boss, do videos, or like help her live stream her videos, because she's a cycling instructor. We're actually in her studio right now. We're taking over. She did let us borrow it for today. And then her business was just growing and growing, that she was going to start
Gilded Gray, and she needed somebody to do inventory, right?
So I'm head of inventory. And so they asked me, I think I had started coming to the gym to like distract myself. I was trying so hard not to like be depressed and stuff, because I still had my then 3-year-old at home, and she wasn't going to school or anything. She wasn't in daycare. I was a stay-at-home mom. I felt like I was going crazy, so I would come to the gym to like distract myself, and I would come with Bert whenever he had to like be here with Gabby and Ashley and stuff. And I knew what they were doing, and I told them, like, at the time, I think I just told them, like, if y'all need help packaging stuff, I can come and help you guys. I'm not doing anything. And then it turned into like this big old job opportunity, and they asked me if I was interested, and of course I said yes. So I've been working here for a year?
Well, you started in like what?
In December.
Are you sure? I started in December. You were here like a month before me, so let's say November.
Okay, like in November of
2020. 2021. 2020?
No, 2020, because Lucia was born June 15th, 2020.
Okay, so you started 2020, and then that December, Gabby posted on Facebook that she was looking for somebody to do social media management and content creation. And she literally put, I need somebody who is majoring in communications. And I was like, hey.
That's me.
I was like, that's me. And at the time I was working at the school. I was an instructional assistant. And she was like, okay, well, come over. So I came over, and she was like, okay, well, here's what I can offer you. This is what I want from you. This is what I would need. Are you interested? And I was like, yep. Yeah. Job is mine. So yeah, and that's how I started working here, and then the rest is history. Here we are.
Did you know I was working here?
You had posted, I remember you posted that you started working here, and I messaged you right before I started. I was like, hey, how do you like it?
Yeah.
And you're like, I heard you're gonna work here. And I was like, I know, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest, I was nervous.
To meet me?
Not meet you.
To work with me.
Yeah, because like I was like, I know her on this level, like emotional, like they helped us, but how is she as a person? Like, you know?
And how am I?
I love you.
Hey.
Not how you were as a person, but
no, I get you.
Like what you were gonna like if we were gonna keep going back to that, like the reason why we became friends.
Like, was our friendship gonna grow or not? Or
basically,
what? Like, were we gonna just stop there?
Or were you just going to be like the girl who helped us out a ton?
Or was I always going to feel bad for you?
Probably.
You think it was
To be honest, that's probably like what was in my head.
I can't say I never felt bad for you, but like after that, I feel like we're the same. It's because we're the same person.
Yeah. Everybody
At
hates
the
us here at
beginning,
work.
yeah, they do. At the beginning, it was kind of like, I guess it's with everyone. Like, you don't know anybody, so you're kind of like
Chill,
tiptoeing,
testing the
like,
waters.
Yeah. And then one day you just
Pues
say,
ya
fuck
agarras
it,
vuelo
and you let
and-
yourself go, dude.
She became my bestie.
So yeah, here we are.
A year and some months into being friends.
Yeah.
The same
And
person.
we say that we're the same person because we're literally here at work every day, and we can communicate. Like, we just look at each other and we already know what the heck we're saying. Like, it's crazy. Like, we work literally in a place with, we call them crazy people, because everybody's just so unique in their own way, yet they're not, because it's literally basically Cancers and Geminis.
Yeah.
So it's like this group and get
Mind
along
you,
or don't get along.
We're super outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Super outnumbered. It's me and her, and then everybody else.
Yeah.
So, but dude, I think we're like the bullies. Though,
I really
no?
think, but like in a nice
Not
way.
bullies because we're not mean. Because everybody's kind of like, like going
Back and forth.
100 miles a minute, and me and her are just like
Chill.
in the back, but we're like, I don't know,
You'll get to know us through
Yeah,
here. And that's our
eventually.
goal, I guess you can say. Like, our goal is for you guys to get to know us. And like I said, we kind of just want to start this so we can talk about life. And you kind of got a glimpse of what we've been through with just telling you guys who we are and how we met. And it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we're young, but hey, maybe we have some good topics to talk about. So
I think so, dude.
I think so too. And so, yeah, and don't think that this is just going to be like a cry session every time.
Oh no,
We have fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff in mind. Like, we're hoping to maybe like once a month do car chats, because that's where we talk the most. We've
That's where
gone
it
to
gets
Laredo. We've gone to Laredo so many times, and that's where it gets
We
deep.
just
But
let
we're
it
also
all
going to do
out.
fun stuff, like
Yeah.
talk smack about our boyfriends, husbands, whatever,
I
and
mean,
the shit that they do that we don't like.
of course, because that happens. Like I mentioned, I do have a YouTube channel, and on there it started off with like makeup videos, and then it turned into like family vlogs, and now it's just that, like family vlogs. But a lot of people have always told me like, how are you? And they want me to like express myself, but at the same time I feel like I can't, because that's not what
Like, that's not the place, or what?
Yeah. So I've always wanted to do this. Always. Because I feel like I just have to let everything out. And I don't go to therapy because that shit's expensive.
So here we are.
Yeah. And literally, like, you're the only person that I probably vent to.
The most.
Yeah. Like, I've literally cried and I've told her everything.
It's crazy because like earlier, one of our coworkers was like, as long as you, because we were nervous about this, and she goes, as long as you're yourself, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And she goes, I've seen Lindsay, because Lindsay has her YouTube channel and she's always herself. And she goes, Claudy, like me, that I was probably going to be the one that had the harder time. And like, she didn't mean it in a bad way.
You're chill though.
I know I am super
You're
chill.
doing a good job.
But she was like, you're probably going to have the harder time. And I told her, I was like, I don't think so, because not the only person, because obviously like Marky's my rock, like my boyfriend. But other than that,
Baby daddy.
she's basically the person that I open up to the most. Of course, I have my super best friend, and I tell her all my secrets, and I love her to death. She's my ride or die. But there's just, I don't see her as much. So Lindsay knows more. And I feel like a lot of it comes from the fact that we relate so much. Like, she had such a hard time getting pregnant both times.
Mm-hmm.
And so did I. And we just connect on a different level. So she knows what I went through, like trying to get pregnant. And I've opened up so much to her. And then we went through what we went through with my nephew. So she was able to like,
It's just relatable.
Yeah,
like
like,
we
we're just-
relate on so much.
yeah. And then the fact that we're basically the same person, like we are literally the same person in different bodies, different voices. It's crazy. But yeah, so I think it's going to be a good thing, this Gemini therapy thing. And
Yes.
like we said, this is temporary spot. We are hoping to kind of like set up a little cute setup to where we can be chill, maybe a couch, some coffee time because I can't drink wine.
I don't like coffee.
Okay, like lemonade or something. You can drink lemonade.
Some strawberry lemonade, some pineapple. Oh, dude, that from yesterday was.
We had some Hawaiian lemonade yesterday from one of the restaurants here in Zapatazo.
So good.
It was good. I don't know if there's anything else we're going to talk about today other than hi, welcome.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised I didn't cry a lot.
I held myself back a lot. I didn't cry.
You didn't. You did good. You did good.
Thanks.
That's
another thing. We're super lloronas. We cry for everything.
Super bad. I can't see nobody cry because I'm going to cry with you. And you're just like that. You cry, I cry. It's the way that we are.
We cry a lot.
Yeah.
And we fight a lot.
Yeah.
But we don't fight like... I don't know how to explain it.
It's like sisters.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like I fight with her, but I'm not mad at her when I'm fighting with her. It's just like, oh, you're so freaking annoying.
But everybody around us is like, damn, they're pissed. But we're not. Like, we understand each other.
And it's sad because we joke around and everybody gets offended and we're like, but no, like, we didn't mean it that way. Like,
I was only kidding.
Yes.
It's not that bad.
So, yeah. No, but we're hoping that you guys get to know us through here, and we're hoping that it'll help us out, but at the same time, it will help you guys out, like with whatever you guys are going through at home. Everybody has their own life. Everybody goes through stuff. It's life.
Everyone's dealing with something behind closed doors.
Yes, I was about to say, whether you want to talk about it or not, you still need help. And if you can listen to us on the road, on the way to work, while you're working out, and we can help you like mentally, or just maybe you guys can get something from us that will just help you get through whatever you're going through. And I feel like that's the end goal.
Yeah. Because I know everybody's going through it. Nobody has a freaking perfect life. And as much as we want to make it seem that way, especially on social media, everyone's going through something. And I don't want people to feel like they have to.
Yeah.
Make it seem like everything's okay. Because if it's something that I've learned within the past 2 years is don't pretend like everything's okay. Like, if you're freaking sad, dude, be sad.
Heck yeah. I agree.
If
100%.
you want to cry, sorry, are we going to cuss?
I cussed earlier.
Okay. If you need to cry, cry. If you're going to be mad, be mad. Like, let it out. And at the beginning, that's something that I would not do. I literally held in so much until I exploded. You know that.
Basically.
Like, my whole world went to shit. And after that, I said, you know what? I can't do that anymore because it's not healthy.
She literally hit rock bottom and bounced back.
Yeah, it was bad.
I
don't know if I'll talk about that, but yeah, just know that it was literally like my world was going to shit. Bad, like dark, bad, ugly, the scariest.
And you know what the sad part is? That I was looking at it from the outside and I didn't see it as her world is closing. I saw it as like, you know what? Like, it's a challenge that you're facing in life and you have to get through it. And to her, it's like, my world is ending. And that's kind of like the point of this. Like, we need to talk about that.
Yes. Maybe
like,
not that.
It might not be important to you. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, the situation.
I know.
You might think that it's not important to others, but it's important to you and your feelings matter. Like, that's the point.
Your feelings are valid. Everybody's feelings.
Yes.
You're valid. Your feelings are valid.
Yours too.
Thanks.
And honestly, that's the point of this. Like, your feelings matter. And
so,
don't fake it.
No.
It's not fake it till you make it. It's be real. Face it. Oh, my gosh. You know what? Let me show you this. And you remember whenever after Lucia passed away, I told you about this mother that was grieving?
No.
I told you to follow her on Instagram, that she was grieving.
Did I?
I don't know. Remember, she ended up shaving her head. She lost her daughter to cancer.
Yes, Stevie.
Okay, yes. But what's her mom's name?
So while she's looking, I want to say that if there's any topic whatsoever, if there's something that's weighing heavy on your heart and you need to tell somebody and you don't want to like tell somebody, you can send us a message on Instagram, through email. We're going to have all of that linked down below in the description box. It got cold in here. I got nervous.
I'm freezing.
Or something. It's super cold in here.
I am freezing.
But don't be afraid to reach out. And if there's any questions, any topics that you guys want us to talk about in the next one, Again, leave them down in the description. No, in the comment box, not the description box. And we'll cover that within the next few episodes. I found her.
Okay, go to her page.
Well, I found it. No, but that's her. That's the daughter. Little Miss Mama.
Yes, her.
Here.
Okay, here it is. Right here. She put, overheard in church today. Fear can be one of two things. Forget everything and run away, or face everything and rise up. That shit smacked. I was like, facts.
Read that again.
Fear can be one of two things. Forget everything and run away, or face everything and rise up.
That's going to be my next caption.
Hashtag facts. The choice is yours. She literally put the choice is ours. And it's true. It really is. I think that's it.
Yep.
I literally think that's it for today.
It was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I hope it flows. Like, I hope it makes sense. I hope we don't have to re-record this.
And we weren't all over the place. I don't think so. I think we did a pretty good job. High five.
Go
Yay.
team. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into Gemini Therapy. And I hope you guys liked it.
Yes.
We'll see you in our next one.
Bye, guys.